Welcome students. In this video, we will be studying about rational numbers. Now, as we all know, we have different sets of numbers which we have already studied in the previous classes. We'll start from natural numbers, which are our counting numbers. Then we move on to the larger set where we include 0 with our counting numbers and we get it as whole numbers. After whole numbers, the next set of numbers is integers where we have included the negative numbers 0 and the positive numbers. That means integers are the numbers where we have whole numbers, natural numbers and our negative numbers also. Now coming to the rational numbers are all the numbers which include integers, whole numbers, natural numbers, as well as the fraction numbers, the numbers which can be written in fractions, negative and positive both. So let us move forward and study more about these rational numbers. First, let us know what is a rational number. A number is called rational if it can be expressed in the form of p by q, where p and q are integers and q is greater than 0. Now it includes all natural numbers, whole numbers and integers. For example, 1 by 2, 4 by 3, 5 by 7, 1, etc. So what do we mean by that is a number, it is a rational number if it can be written in the form of a fraction. Suppose if I want to write a number, I can write it in the form of p by q, where q is greater than 0. That means the value of q is always a positive number. So here, if we look at the examples, we have 1 by 2, 4 by 3, 5 by 7. Here we can see these all numbers can be represented in the form of p by q and the denominators are all greater than 0. Now if we look at one more example, which is 1, it is also a rational number because it can be expressed as 1 by 1. Or we can say that numbers which can be represented in form of a ratio or a fraction where denominator is not 0. This is the simple definition for rational numbers. Example 0.4, 3, etc. Now here we can see that we have taken a decimal number 0.4. Now what about 0.4? If I change it to a fraction, I can write it as 4 by 10, which can be simplified further as 2 by 5. So it is also in the form of p by q, where q is greater than 0. So it is a rational number. Now let us know some interesting fact about 0. Now 0 is a special rational number as it can be written as 0, which is equal to 0 by q, or 0 by any positive number, because if I write 0 by 1 it is also equal to 0. If I write 0 by 2 it is also equal to 0, where my denominator, that is q, is not equal to 0. So we can always call 0 as a special rational number. Now, since we are talking about numbers, we will talk about the properties which these rational numbers follow. So there are certain properties which are as follows: closure property, commutative property, associative property, distributive property, inverse, and identity. So we will be studying about these property in detail now. First, closure property. Now, the closure property states that when you perform an operation such as addition, multiplication, subtraction, etc. on any two numbers in a certain type of number, the result of the computation is another number in the same type of numbers. Now, what I mean to say by this is that if I am performing certain mathematical operations such as addition or multiplication on certain type of numbers, that is if I'm performing that operation on whole numbers or natural numbers or integers, or in this case rational numbers, the result of that operation, that is addition, multiplication or subtraction, it results in rational numbers only. Or if I am working on integers, then the result is in the form of integer only. So the closure property states that my result is actually in the same set of numbers. For two rational numbers, say x and y, the results of addition, subtraction and multiplication multiplication operations give a rational numbers. So we can say that rational numbers are closed under addition, subtraction, and multiplication. For example, 7 by 6 plus 2 by 5 is equals to 47 by 30, which is a rational number. Now, if we look at one more example, 5 by 6 minus 1 by 3 will result in 1 by 2. If we look at another example in multiplication, 2 by 5 into 3 by 7 will give you 6 by 35, which is again a rational number. So we can see addition, subtraction, and multiplication will give the result as rational numbers only. But do you know why division is not under closure property? Just think over it. The division is not under closure property because division by 0 is not defined, and 0 is a special rational number, we have already said. But when we divide any number by 0, it is not defined. So it is not closed under, we cannot say that rational numbers are closed under division. Now let's move to the next property, that is commutative property. Now, the property that a given mathematical operation and set have when the result obtained by using any two elements of the set, the operation does not differ when the order is changed, is known as commutative property. What we mean to say that if we are adding, subtracting, multiplying any two rational numbers, and if we change the order, the result does not change. Let us assume a and b are two rational numbers. Then, according to the property, a plus b should be equal to b plus a minus b should be equal to b minus and a multiplied by b should be equal to b multiplied by a, and a divided by b should be equal to b divided by a. So let us look up some examples so that we are able to understand it properly. First, we will see an example based on addition. If a is equals to minus 2 by 3 and b equals to 5 by 7. So let us see what does a plus b results in. It results as 1 by 21. Now let us see b plus a. It is again 1 by 21. So we can say that a plus b is equal to b plus a. Now for subtraction, if we say a is equals to 2 by 3 and b equals to 5 by 4. So let us see what is a minus b. It comes as minus 7 by 12. And b minus a, it gives you plus 7 by 12. So a minus b is not equal to b minus a because the signs are changed. Let us see the multiplication part. If a equals to minus 7 by 3 and b equals to 1 by 2, then a into b will give you minus 7 by 6 and b into a will again give you minus 7 by 6. So we can see that in multiplication, a into b is equal to b into a. Look at for division. If a equals to minus 5 by 4 and b equals to 3 by 7, then a divided by b is equal to minus 35 by 12. And b divided by a is equal to minus 12 by 35. So again we can see that a divided by b is not equal to b divided by a. So we can say that rational numbers are commutative under addition and multiplication. Next is associative property. It states that you can add or multiply numbers regardless of how they are grouped and their result will be the same. So let us see and take any three rational numbers a, b and c. Firstly, we will add a and b and then add c to the sum. The result will be a plus b plus c. Now, first add b and c and then add the sum to a. So the result will be a plus b plus c. So if we see that a plus b plus c and a plus b plus c is same, we can say that the rational numbers are associative, or we can say that associative property is working for the given set of numbers. So let us see some examples based on this associative property and see how it works. Under addition, if we look at it, if we see some numbers 1 by 2, minus 2 by 3 and 5 by 6. So if I'm adding 1 by 2 to the sum of minus 2 by 3 and 5 by 6, the result is 2 by 3. Now if we work it out the other way and I add 1 by 2 and minus 2 by 3 first and then add the sum to 5 by 6, it will again give me 2 by 3. So we can say that both the results are same. So that means associative property is working under addition, or addition is associative in rational numbers. Let us see for subtraction also. Here we can see that the results are different. In one form where we have done a minus b minus c, it is 2, and a minus b minus c is 1 by 2. So the both answers, both the values are different. Let us see it for multiplication. When I am multiplying a to the product of b and c, I am getting the answer as minus 5 by 18. And if I am multiplying 5 by 6 to the product of 1 by 2 and minus 2 by 3, the result is again minus 5 by 18. So in this case, we can say that a into b into c and a into b into c are same. So again, multiplication is associative for rational numbers. Similarly, under division, the property is not satisfied. The results are different for division. Let's move on to distributive property. Distributive property states that multiplying a sum or difference of variable by a number equals to the same result as multiplying each variable by the number and then adding or subtracting the products together. Let us understand it. Let a, b and c be the three arbitrary rational numbers, three different rational numbers. Then if I am saying a into b minus c, I am taking the difference and multiplying a rational number to the difference, it will result in ab minus ac, or a into b plus c is equal to ab plus ac. So what I have done, I have multiplied the number to both the numbers and then subtracted or added the products together. Let us understand it through some examples. Over addition, if we look at it, if the three numbers are a equals to minus 3 by 4, b equals to 2 by 3, and c equals to minus 5 by 6, and a into b plus c is equals to ab plus ac, then a into b plus c will give us 1 by 8. And if we do it as ab plus ac, we are adding the products together, then again the result is 1 by 8. So that means a into b plus c is equals to ab plus ac. Now let us see for subtraction. Over subtraction, a into b minus c should be equal to ab minus ac. So a into b minus c is resulting as minus 9 by 8, and ab minus ac is again minus 9 by 8. So we can say that rational numbers are distributive over addition and subtraction. Now the next property is additive inverse. It is a number that when added to a given number gives 0, or we can say what you add to a number to get 0 or the negative of a number is known as the additive inverse. For example, if I am talking about minus 5, the additive inverse of minus 5 is 5, because minus 5 plus 5 is equals to 0. We are adding the number to get 0. This was additive inverse. Let us see what is multiplicative inverse. It is another name for reciprocal. That is what you multiply by a number to get 1. Multiplicative inverse is the number which is multiplied to get 1. For example, 8 into 1 by 8 is equals to 1. So we can say that the multiplicative inverse of 8 is 1 by 8. In other words, when we multiply a number by its multiplicative inverse, we get 1. But this does not work under the case of 0 because 1 by 0 is undefined. So we do not have any multiplicative inverse for 0. Let's look at what is an identity. An identity is a number that when added, subtracted, multiplied or divided with any number allows the number to remain the same. So the identity will be either 0 or 1 depending on the operation that we are using. Suppose if I want to find the identity under addition, it would be 0 because adding or subtracting 0 will not result in any difference of the number. Therefore, 0 is known as the additive identity. Now, the identity property for multiplication tells us that the number 1, if when multiplied by any number, gives the number itself. It is not changing the number. Therefore, 1 is called the multiplicative identity. This is all about the rational numbers. Happy learning.